Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about 4 tips for braking while driving. Braking is an absolutely essential part of driving. If you are going forward, if you are accelerating in a car, eventually you're going to have to brake to make the car slow down or stop. So these 4 tips are very important for you to keep in mind when you're driving, whether you are a beginner driver or you've had your license for over 30 years. Now let's get right to it. Tip number 1 is you want to brake smoothly. Now, braking smoothly is a fine art that takes time to master. When people first get their license, they will probably not be the smoothest brakers around. I mean, they'll know how to brake effectively, but smooth braking takes a long time to actually master. And even when you change cars, even if you've been driving for 20 years, you might not brake smoothly because it's going to respond differently. So you need to learn how to brake smoothly with the car that you are driving. And the key to braking smoothly is good estimation. Now, with that being said, if you don't estimate properly, you're going to either have to press your brakes really hard, or you're going to, stop in advance and you're going to be cruising at a very slow speed while riding your brakes for a long time. So braking smoothly requires good estimation as well as good compression of the brake pedal. Tip number 2 is you want to avoid having to slam your brakes. Now, oftentimes people are left having to slam their brakes simply because they are following too closely. Now, with that being said, you have to keep a good following distance. Not only is it amazing in terms of safety, but it's also good in terms of avoiding having to slam on your brakes. So with that being said, keep a good following distance, the appropriate following distance for the driving conditions that you're in and for the speed that you're driving at. And you probably won't have to slam on your brakes because you'll have enough notice to brake smoothly without slamming your brakes, okay? Tip number 3 is to make sure that you know how your car responds to you pressing the brake pedal. Now, whether you're driving a car for the first time or you've been driving a car for many years, you really need to make sure that you know how your car responds. Every car will respond differently because every car has a different weight, okay? So they weigh different amounts, they have different levels of braking power, and the brake pedal actually feels different and responds differently. So you want to know how your car is going to respond. If you press the brake pedal just slightly, will your car come to a stop, or is it going to slow down? Will it brake hard, or is it just going to brake easily, okay? Do you have to push the brake pedal much harder? Where is the sort of grabbing point of the brake pedal at every speed? If you're going 50 kilometers an hour, how much do you have to press the brake pedal before the car starts to slow down? If you're going 100 kilometers an hour, how much do you have to press the brake pedal before the car starts to slow down? So you really have to know how the braking will respond on the car, okay? And last but not least, tip number 4, and this one is probably the least obvious one, but it's one that I still see from time to time when I'm talking to people that are learning to drive, is only use your right foot to operate the brake pedal. I cannot tell you the number of drivers that I've seen that have been driving for well over 10 years that are braking with their left foot. And not only is that dangerous, okay, because it's not the way that we're meant to be using the brake pedal, but it's also bad for the engine in the car, because if you're pressing the gas pedal with your right foot, even if you're just barely pressing it, and you're pressing the brake pedal with your left foot, you're putting stress and strain on the brakes in the engine, and things are just going to wear and tear much faster. So with that being said, learn to brake only with your right foot. And if you already do it, that's amazing, and I know that that's most people. But if you're a person that brakes with your left foot, then please relearn it and make sure that you're braking only with your right foot. And that's basically it. In this video, I have gone over 4 tips for braking while driving. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you've enjoyed these tips. Let me know what you think about these braking tips in the comment section down below. What are your tips and tricks for braking while driving? Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.